Come with me back in time to a time when Smith & Wesson's M&P was still Gen 1, Glock was still Gen 4, and Springfield Armory was taking us to the grip zone. That's right. This is the XD9 Subcompact Mod 2 with extra grip zone, as denoted by the logo on the side of the grip. On both sides of the gun does it say grip zone. And honestly, that is what this gun is mostly known for, is the damn grip zone. Much to Springfield's chagrin, I'm sure that is what these guns are mostly known for. Although I think there's a few features with this gun that actually are still alive in Springfield Armory's lineup today. So the XD Mod 2s here are discontinued now. I still think you can actually get the OG XDs new at certain places. But this Mod 2 is gone. And, you know, I bought this gun because I found it at a local store used, and I got it for like $350. And my thoughts were, I wanted to get this gun and try to find, you know, whether or not this was maybe a diamond in the rough or a hidden gem, you know, because you can't get them anymore. But I just wanted to look at them and test it out and just see what was up in the grip zone in 2024. This is not my first Springfield Armory gun. I had an XDS 45 way back in the day. I liked that gun. I actually should have kept it, but I got rid of it. I also currently have an XDM 9mm Elite OSP, blah, blah, blah. It's their latest and greatest XDM with the threaded barrel and the optics plate and all that. And I actually really like that gun, and it's half the reason why when I shot this gun this weekend, I wouldn't say disappointed is the right word, but you can really tell that this gun came out a long time ago. That doesn't mean it's a bad gun by any means. That does not mean this is a bad gun. But after shooting my XDM this weekend, wow, it was just a night and day difference. As good as this grip feels, as good as the grip zone has been treating me since I got this gun, the grip on my XDM feels better. It feels narrower from the back strap to the trigger. I don't know if that's true. I haven't gotten out a set of calipers or anything, but that is what it felt like in my hand that day. But the biggest thing, there's two things with this gun, maybe three, that are kind of holding it back. And number one, I think, is this trigger. So we are unloaded. See? Unloaded. We'll do a visual check. No magazines, so I'm going to use the trigger here. The trigger pull on this gun is fine. It reminds me of my XDM. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But on this gun in particular, it is the reset. It's way out there. The reset is what I don't care for. It's a reset plus coming back again. I feel like on my XDM and my Glock 19X and really almost any other striker-fired gun that I've got, I feel like it has not only a shorter reset, but a shorter amount of travel from the reset back to the wall. That's a long reset in my opinion. And then back to the wall is like halfway back. I just don't really care for that. It feels like a trigger that would have been fine. But just perfectly fine, maybe even good, like 10 years ago. And that's the thing with this gun. That's kind of just what it is and how it is. Everything about this gun is like, yeah, that would have been great like 10 years ago. Today, it's a little outshined by other guns. But I will say this. Let me say this. I looked at a Hellcat Pro today because Hellcat Pro is pretty much a new version of this gun that is smaller in almost every way and holds more capacity and all that stuff. It holds 15 plus 1. Now, I don't know that it's any smaller than this gun as far as the length and the height. I know for a fact this grip is shorter than that. This holds 13 plus 1, so it's 2 less rounds. I know this gun is shorter in the grip than a Hellcat Pro, and I almost feel like the barrel is shorter as well. But I will tell you that the Hellcat Pro is a whole lot thinner than this, and the grip itself is a whole lot more trim and slim compared to this. It's lighter, and it holds more ammo. So you might say, well, then why would you even get this? Well, you might get this because this gun was $350 and the Hellcat Pro is $650. So there's a $300 difference there. And do I think that the Hellcat Pro is $300 better than this gun? Not really, actually. Despite me not liking the trigger that much, this gun, as far as I can tell online, these are reliable. These are durable. Nobody really has problems with them. There's something going on with the little striker fired with some people. They have issues with that. Like one in a million people will have a problem with that. I doubt I'll have a problem with it because most people don't. But one thing about Springfield is that, and they've always been this way, their guns are built well. Their guns are just flat out built well. You don't see machine marking. You don't hear about issues with them. I know the Echelon just came out a while back, and I think it did have some magazine issues, but they'll fix that. I guarantee you they will. XD is known for good quality guns. If nothing else, they're that. I know a lot of people don't like the grip safety. I'm not even going to get into that because it's a personal preference. They don't bother me. They do some people. Check out this grip zone, though. It looks like sprinkles. Looks like cake sprinkles. Since it's branded on the gun, we'll talk about the grip zone. In a gun with this short of a grip, I can't really tell you one way or another how the grip really feels or how well does it just stick in my hand. I've shot maybe 2 or 3 magazines through this the other day, which I will also say this. When I was comparing this to my XDM a while ago, my XDM will shoot circles around this gun. I don't know if it's the match grade chamber, barrel, whatever. I don't know what. But this gun shot a fine group. Again, it was one of those things where it's like, it's fine. If this was 10 years ago or whatever, really even 10 years ago, the group would have only been fine. It was a group about this big at, maybe that big at like 10 yards. That's not bad, but it's not amazing either. My XDM, by comparison, was like this at 10 yards. I mean, that thing really lays them in there. It's like twice as accurate in my hands as this gun. But again, this is a reliable gun. It is a durable gun. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what are you buying the gun for? Are you buying it for a comfortable trigger? Are you buying it for the grip zone? Or are you buying it to go bang when you pull the trigger? Because if that's all you care about, then this gun is amazing because it's $350. Now, I mentioned earlier that I thought that some of this Mod 2, even though it's been discontinued and was the bane of Springfield's existence, because when it came out, they got clowned and just roasted online for the grip zone. Even though this gun has been discontinued, I do think a couple things from this model have made their way back into Springfield's lineup in the way of the Echelon. If you look at these serrations up here, they're all the same depth right here. They're all cut to the same depth except for right here in the back. This, I don't know if you can see, it sticks out more than here. And what that does, that gives you a pretty good look right there. What that does is it kind of gives you a nice little T-handle back here, or a little T-grip, so that you can really get, really to me, that's the grip zone right there. You can really get a hold of this slide because of that. And you can really manipulate that slide very well. And if you look at the Echelon, that was one of the things they mentioned, was that they made this back part stick out more than the rest so that it could be kind of like a little T-handle. They even put the same serrations up front so that you could do it there too, which I can press check this one from the front just fine, but I don't really care about front serrations because I don't do that much. Also, grip zone. if you look when they discontinued the XD Mod 2, they went back on the XDMs to a more blocky grip, and they got away from this just textured kind of grip. Well, if you look at the Echelon, guess what it looks like? It looks a lot like the Grip Zone. It just doesn't say Grip Zone. So I think some of these features on this gun are actually pretty cool, and I think maybe even a little ahead of their time. Honestly, I don't think they were ahead of their time. I just think they shouldn't have put fucking Grip Zone on the side of the gun. Now, in their defense, now looking back, it's funny, and Grip Zone is half the reason I bought this gun, because it was $350, and I remember all these memes, and I thought it would be funny to buy Grip Zone. And honestly, me and my friends have gotten quite a few laughs out of jokes about the Grip Zone. Even my girlfriend thought it was funny. So, I mean, we really have all gotten a pretty good laugh out of it at this point. I really feel sorry for whoever it was at Springfield's marketing department that said, let's put Grip Zone on the gun. Like, it wasn't even part of their marketing. It wasn't a sticker on the box. It wasn't a point of sale kiosk. No, they branded this shit right into the side of both sides of the gun. This side, with the little fine print underneath, it even kind of looks like the Harbor Freight logo. I have thought about doing these letters in red and doing this down here in blue and white. It'd look just like a fucking Harbor Freight logo. But it's a pretty cool gun, but it's not quite the diamond in the rough or the hidden gem that I thought it might be when I saw it. I think this is priced probably accurately. At $350, this is a good buy. I don't think it really needs to be any higher than that. I don't think it needs to be any lower than that. I think this was priced spot on at $350, because if you compare this to an XDM, the XDM just kind of blows this out of the water. I will say, however, when comparing this to the Hellcat Pro, the Hellcat Pro beats it in almost every aspect, except I did not like the trigger on the Hellcat Pro at all. I don't know what the weight is on that trigger, but it's got to be like 7 or 8 pounds, because holy shit. Now, it might just be that one in the store. Might just had some grit in it or something. But if it was between this trigger or the Hellcat Pro, I actually like this one better. And the thing about it is, I don't even think this one is that great. I just like it better than the Hellcat. The Hellcat was very hard to pull. And I don't even remember what the reset on it was, because I was so shocked it was that hard to pull, that the weight was that much. On these XD Mod 2s, you do get your standard XD fare. You get a striker indicator back here, and you get a loaded round indicator up top. If this gun was loaded, that would pop up just a hair, just enough that you can feel it in the dark and see if this gun is loaded. I do think this is a cool gun. I think it's a fun gun. I'm glad I've got it. I think Grip Zone is very funny and hilarious. And I think the gun is going to be very durable and reliable. I don't think it's the most accurate thing in the world, but it is accurate enough. Just like everything else on this gun, it is enough. The trigger's not bad. It's not the greatest. It's just good enough. The grip serrations are really good, though, and that's probably why Springfield put them on the Echelon. I do like the Grip Zone. I feel like if this grip was longer, that it would be even better, and I would appreciate the Grip Zone even more. Since I bought this used, it didn't have a box with it, and I only got the flush fit mag, so I don't have the extended mag. One thing I will say that this has over the XDM guns is that if you were to get an XDM subcompact 9, I think it only comes in like a 3.8 inch barrel, so it actually sticks out a little bit more. And so that gun is bigger than this one. This one is quite a bit smaller, actually, because 0.8 inches is damn near an inch, and I think the grip is longer too. So there's that, I guess, to hang your hat on. But anyway, I just think it's a neat gun. It was super cheap. I don't think it's the greatest thing in the world, but I think it's perfectly fine, especially for $350. Yeah, and I know people have a problem with Springfield sometimes, but every gun manufacturer has done something dumbass, in the past. Ruger has, Smith & Wesson certainly has. Now Springfield has too. So there we go, guys. This is the XD9 Subcompact Mod 2. This has the Grip Zone. Tell your buddies.